those two election workers just trying to do their jobs when they say former President Donald Trump targeted them and dragged their names through the mud to the entire world. Well, now Rudy Giuliani, ex-lawyer and advisor to Trump, concedes that he made false statements about those two Georgia 2020 election workers. In a court filing on Tuesday, Giuliani said that he does not contest the factual allegations he made about Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. That news coming after the Georgia State Election Board formally cleared Ruby and her daughter Shay of all wrongdoing in June. Those women are both suing Giuliani for defamation now. They gave testimony on Capitol Hill, and they told lawmakers how Giuliani's lies really impacted their lives and reputations.
It's turned my life upside down. I no longer give out my business card. I don't go to the grocery store at all. I haven't been anywhere at all. It's affecting my life in a major way, in every way, all because of lies.
So what happens now? Jeff, you know, we've heard the deposition tapes. Giuliani said some pretty disparaging things about Ruby and Shay, even saying that they looked like they were passing out dope, not ballots. Who can forget that quote? And he's still arguing that his statements were constitutionally protected. Is that true?
I don't know what he's talking about. I tell you, he is in a world of hurt, all self-inflicted, and at this point, he's simply flailing. He's buffeted by disciplinary proceedings, civil lawsuits, criminal investigations on more sides than you can shake a stick at. And the maneuver that he pulled last night, which was trying to file something where he sort of agreed that he had made false statements about them, but that he reserved the right to challenge the constitutionality of the claims against him. That is bizarre. He has essentially admitted that he defamed them. What his defense is to the defamation at this point is totally unclear. And you may ask, well, why did he do it? The reason that he did it is because he was on the verge of being sanctioned by the judge, even beyond the sanctions that have already been imposed on him for not turning over documents. And so he is flailing around trying to avoid having to get sanctioned further and having to turn over the documents. Why doesn't he want to turn over the documents? Well, either A, he destroyed them, which may be a crime, or B, the documents themselves may be further evidence of criminal culpability in some of these other matters that he's facing. So every which way he turns, he seems to do himself more damage. And if the maneuver last night was intended to relieve his suffering, it doesn't look like it's going to work.
So how do you think this is all going to impact the defamation suit that Ruby and her daughter have brought forth?
He is going to lose. He was always going to lose. And now he's even more clearly going to lose because he's essentially admitted that he made false and defamatory statements about them. The language in the document that was filed by his lawyers that he reserves the right to challenge the constitutionality of the matter. I bet you'd have a hard time finding a First Amendment lawyer who has the vaguest idea what he's talking about. He's sort of cooked in this case. And I think the strategy was to allow himself to get cooked in this case in the hopes that he doesn't get cooked at an even higher temperature elsewhere.
Well, let me ask you about elsewhere. This is all happening while former President Trump is facing more indictments, as we know, including voter fraud in Georgia. So does Giuliani's concession here impact any of those investigations against Trump?
The only thing it does, it seems to me, is it delays the day when he is going to have to turn over documents, or the documents that he is not turning over will be located and used against him and quite possibly against other co-conspirators in some of these other criminal cases, whether it's the January 6th indictment, which looks like it's coming down, or the Georgia indictment, which looks like it's coming down. So the gambit to file this sort of stipulation last night, it seems like it was a temporary time-buying gambit, which is not going to, it looks like, do him much good ultimately.
Jeff Robbins, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.